Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And welcome to my weekly series of reliving the 80s classics, where I cover Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling's weekly episode on a weekly basis. So, today we're going to cover the 12th December 1981 show. This show was taped on 3rd December 1981 at WPCQ TV studios in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's aired on 12th December 1981. So, as always, we begin with this review. Before we go into this review, please make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. So, now that out of the way, we get into this review then. So, as always, Bob Caudle and David Crockett kicks it off on commentary, and Sergeant Slaughter and Private Jim Nelson joins Bob Caudle for an interview. And Slaughter says that he heard a lot of wrestlers, they say they can break out of the Cobra Clutch hold, so he's brought out $1,000. So this challenge, $1,000 challenge, that whoever gonna break the Cobra Clutch, his lethal submission would be getting $1,000. It's going for some weeks right now, so he's just hyping up that, and wants any wrestler who thinks they can break out of what hole to come up and take on that challenge. He hands the money over to David Crockett, and he wants Crockett that not to put into his account. He challenge to have not to put in his account and store in the safe place. He challenges the Mulligans, Steamboat, Roberts, Youngblood, or anyone else to do the challenges. Whoever it is, he's not afraid, he says. And Slaughter says he's been US champion for 3 months and plans on keeping the title for a lot longer. And he has his student, Private Jim Nelson, who is standing beside him, and he tells him to if he's ready to go into combat, which he says yes. And Slaughter then tells him to do 20 push-ups, and he does a push-up. And whenever I do tell him to stop, he will stop. And he just asked like, are you going to stop? He wants all Megans to show some respect, he says then. And for because he's the US champion, he says. So I mean, this episode was a whole all over revolved around Sergeant Slaughter, I would say, this $1,000 thing, and all over around Ricky Steamboat and Roddy Piper thing as well. So great, man. I mean, Sergeant Slaughter have been was in previous weekly episodes as well. He was very good. So they are known that he's a money guy, so they actually put upon more time for him that time. So we get to the first interesting match, which was Ricky Steamboat versus Charlie Fulton. So I expected a good match here, and it was good here. Ricky Steamboat with his technical knowledge, headlocks, drop kicks, hip toss, and all what he does. Run the ropes, and Steamboat catches Fulton with a dropkick and gets him back in the side headlock. NWA representative Sandy Scott joins the commentary team to talk about Sergeant Slaughter's $1,000 Cobra Clutch challenge. He says there are going to be people standing in line to take on the challenge. Meanwhile, Steamboat continues to control the match with his speed and keeps getting hold of Fulton in a headlock. Steamboat flips off the corner but keeps Fulton locked in the headlock. Charlie backs him to the ropes and forces Steamboat to break the hold. So kind of control by Steamboat. Charlie Fulton then got a big forearm thrown by Fulton at Steamboat, gets in a few more, then he snaps Steamboat's head for a 2 count snapmare. And in the end, we saw he goes for a splash on Fulton, but Fulton moves and Steamboat lands on the mat. So his speed advantage got better for Fulton that time, but Fulton gets Steamboat in a chin lock, elbow across Steamboat's neck, and he goes all out with a series of punches. Steamboat then fights back, and in the end, Steamboat grabs hold of Fulton's arm and puts him in a surfboard submission, because in the end, he thought about that. The speed thing could not be good. He should be focusing upon the body part. So he right away start chopping, thrown over the arms, targeting the arms, damaging the arms, and he locks upon that surfboard submission hold. It's his famous hold that he had put upon Ric Flair, if you know the second match, Skytown Rumble, so famous. So that's the hold that he put upon, and he gave up, and he got Ricky Steamboat got the victory here. And we get to another match, Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. So this was a good match, I would say. It's just for a build-up for Ricky Steamboat going up against Roddy Piper's challenge for the Roddy Piper's title, actually. And the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff versus Jim Gray for the NWA television title. So as always, at that time, 15 minutes would be the title on the line. After that, the title would be not on the line. So it was all Ivan Koloff. controlling him. It was an extended kind of squash, I would say. He should have finished him really fast, but it was a slow paced extended squash. He was really putting pressure on Jim Gray. Ivan Koloff had some backflips Koloff, but Koloff reversed into a sunset flip against a 2 count, and Koloff attacks Gray's back and then tosses him to the middle rope, and he kicks Gray and then does a foot stomp on him, so kind of damaging him, kind of humiliating him, disrespecting him, and Koloff goes back to a front face lock on Gray. He covers Gray for the pin, but Gray kicks out. Ivan continues to try to pin Gray, but can't get his shoulders on the mat. He continues his attack on Gray, and it appears Gray now has a bloody nose. He whips Gray across the corner and slams into him. Koloff climbs up the top rope and lands a knee drop on Gray and covers him. And that's it. Ivan Koloff got the victory. Post that, we saw Gene Anderson, the Ninja, and the Roddy Piper promos for February 1982 shows in Virginia. Piper's so kind of we've been seeing some weeks right now, like covering weeks episode. We've been seeing that the advertisement for future shows of where NWA stars are going to be, Mid Atlantic TV stars are going to be included. So that's the hype up they are creating here. And Piper's promo tells that it's all about a match on the against Ricky Steamboat, and Bob Caudle and David Crockett then mentions that Ole Anderson and Roddy Piper said that Ray Stevens is not to be trusted, and they show a video that proves Crockett actually shows a video that proves the opposite. It's sort of a match between Ricky Steamboat. I mean, this match wasn't like a wastage match, just like they did with one guy kind of showing his talent and all. It was really good, meant to fit for a good story, because to prove that Ray Stevens was not a guy who can't be trusted. And it starts off with a match between Ricky Steamboat and which it was a nice match. Roddy Piper shows up ringside. Ricky Steamboat asks referee Sonny Fargo what's Piper doing there. Steamboat yells at Piper as he's wrestling, and Piper gets closer to the ring as the match continues. So he was getting the answers for the Roddy Piper as he was mocking around the ring as Steamboat was wrestling. And Steamboat in the end looks over at Piper and tells him he's going to show him what he wants to do to him. He chops Prater and follows the top rope chop. At Prater, he covers Prater for the pin, and post that Piper charges into the ring. Piper and Steamboat brawl. Fans are really excited. A really good brawl, really small brawl that we had. So this match, even though I mean, this match wasn't like a wastage or something. This was very good that they had a build up for the Ricky Steamboat Roddy Piper again. So that's a good thing. Very fun, very, very great. And Ole Anderson runs out and attacks Ricky Steamboat. The heels getting advantage. Piper and Anderson double team Steamboat. Ray Stevens comes into a save and runs in and helps Steamboat. So that's the way Ray Stevens had that you can touch this guy. He's and by the look of it, he's a face character. Back then, I know I think about, because last week when they debuted him in a tag team match, he was a face there. So Ray the Clipper Stevens versus Mike Prater was the next match, just kind of a momentum for Ray Stevens as well. So he finished off Prater, slams Prater near the ropes and pile drives Prater and gets the win as the bell rang, and Ray Stevens didn't actually have his jacket off, and Prater had some opportunity uh, to attack Stevens, but he come back and get the pile driver and get the victory easily. And Ray Stevens then joins Bob Caudle, one of the best interview segment that this show had. And Stevens says is still holding one of the NWA World Tag Team title belts. He knows some wrestlers don't like him because of the way he wrestles, he says, and he admits he prefers to kick someone when he's down because it's easier than when he's standing up. He also enjoys hurting people, which is why he's been a winner at all his life. He says his word is born. He says it doesn't matter who he teams up with. If he gives his word, he will be in their corner, he says. And he mentions how Ole Anderson has sacrificed his tag team partners in the past and says he's done it twice with his brother Gene Anderson. And Stevens tells everyone he's not getting away with me. And look at Gene now, and he says he's twitching like someone, and he says Ole caused that to happen to his brother. He tells Ole that if he wants his goal, come and get it. He says a great good promo, I would say, by Ray Stevens. Really fiery promo by Ray Stevens. Good delivery as well, good promo delivery. Was great to listen. And we get to another squash match, handsome Jimmy Valiant versus Mike Miller. And Jimmy Valiant whips Miller into the corner. He whips him across the ropes and knocks him down with an elbow. He follows that up with an elbow drop and get the victory. Post that, Johnny Weaver and Ricky Steamboat promos for Feb 16 show in Marion, Virginia. Ricky Steamboat cuts a great promo on Roddy Piper and impersonates him a bit. So this was kind of a build up for the Ricky Steamboat and the Roddy Piper matchup, and Ricky Steamboat kind of mocks him, kind of impersonates him, and says that yeah, I'm not gonna win or something. Do you think that I'm not gonna win or something? In that voice, he says, I'm not the best person to impersonate that. So you could watch this show on WWE Network, guys. And we get to the next match, Private Jim Nelson and Sergeant Slaughter versus Larry Hamilton and Tony Anthony. This match was good match. I mean, a decent match, I would say. At that time standard, I would say this was a really good match. I would say that because Larry Hamilton and Tony Anthony, these are two new guys, and Jim Nelson and Sergeant Slaughter, they are the two military team, the military guys who know how to wrestle and how to go about, and their cohesion that was being shown there. And the $1,000 Cobra Clutch challenge were still spoken over through the commentary. And Hamilton and young Anthony beat on Nelson while Slaughter is talking, and Jim Nelson controls him with the technical by following with the headlock, backbreaker, stomach first onto his knee. Slaughter and taxi Nelson, who attacks Anthony. He gets Anthony with a backbreaker, front face lock by Nelson on Anthony with the takedown escape, and Nelson and tags in Hamilton. And actually this was the main event. I forgot about that. This was the main event, and Nelson continues his attack on Hamilton. He tags in Slaughter with a fireman carry takedown, and Hamilton. So this new guy is kind of trying to have an upper hand on this powerful and determined Sergeant Slaughter and Private Jim Nelson's, but they are not able to. They some kind of get some offense. Slaughter follows with an uppercut at Hamilton. Hamilton tags in Anthony. Slaughter and Nelson take down Anthony. Quick tags by Slaughter and Nelson as a beat on Anthony. Big knee into the midsection of Anthony. So it was all about, I mean, mostly Jim Nelson and Sergeant Slaughter. Private Jim Nelson reverses and lays in forearm on Hamilton. Hamilton tags in Anthony, but Anthony misses a dropkick. Nelson tags in Slaughter, who gets Anthony with a clothesline. Sergeant Slaughter gets Tony Anthony in a Cobra Clutch, and it's in a finish. Nelson beats on Hamilton as the match ends, and the heels getting the victory. So this was most about Ricky Steamboat, Roddy Piper storyline moving forward. That was a good. And the Sergeant Slaughter, most of the things, Sergeant Slaughter $1,000 Cobra Clutch, and we got a fun stuff after this as well. As Jay Youngblood tells Sergeant Slaughter that they could climb into the ring and do the Cobra Clutch challenge right now because he's not backing off the challenge, he says. And Slaughter asks Jay Youngblood why he's challenging him after he had a match. Youngblood tells Slaughter the last time they tried this, he broke out from the hole, out of the hole from Nelson. Sergeant Slaughter tells Youngblood that he had his chance and suggests Mike Davis or Mike Miller get their chance because he don't want to give Jay Youngblood. But Bob Caudle says you said that you would be giving to anyone the chance. But Sandy Scott comes up to have the decision. That was a good thing. And Sandy Scott comes out and tells Sergeant Slaughter that he put up the challenge and has to do it against Jay Youngblood right now. And that was fun. And Slaughter screams at Scott and tells him that what if he not do. He says, we can strip it off your title, he says. And Slaughter wants Youngblood to sit down so he could put him in the hole. Ole is upset at Sandy Scott, and they are just trying out 1, 2, 3 times, kind of trying to put up the Cobra Clutch by Sergeant Slaughter, but Ole Anderson then mentions that. But I don't know why they didn't do that. It should have been done at that time. And Sergeant Slaughter then heads to the. Let's see what could be happening next week. Then Sergeant Slaughter then heads to the announcers area and also says there is no more time, and tells Youngblood that maybe next time we can do. They can do this at the start of the show. So Bob Caudle tells Slaughter, you waste a lot of time, and that was it. A really fun ending. I really didn't expected that. A fun ending. This was a good, fun show, I would say. So the brawl and the Sergeant Slaughter promos and all the funny stuff with Private Jim Nelson and the match itself was a really good, fun show, I would say. Not at the level of last week's show, but it was a really fun show. A good show you can watch through smooth wrestling show show that we saw here. And that's it, man. Hope you like this review. And I do this review every weekly, so if you like about, please do subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notification when I put on and upload on a new episode of this series. So I hope to see you in next week with another Mid Atlantic TV episode review. Until then, be safe, stay energetic, and peace, guys.